Hello friends and welcome back. So, I think yesterday, hopefully, I posted part 1 of my KBS Gayo review. This is part 2. Part 1 will be in the description if you want to check it out. However, we're not talking about those stages today. Also, just like with part 1, I'm going to try and chapter this video so you can just like jump around to the artists you care about. I think that's going to be easier for everyone because like there's going to be a lot of stages here and you might not care about all of them. Also, as always, Soompi article in the description. Check it out. It has all the stages. You can watch them if you so choose, or you can just watch this video to hear how I feel about them. Last thing before we begin, everything in this video, just an opinion. You can disagree with all of it. You can think that my favorite stage is the worst stage of the night. You can think that what I consider one of the worst stages of the night is the best stage of the night. You can think an ugly look is a great look. You can think a great look is an ugly look. We can have different opinions on basically everything, and I love that for us. Alright, starting us off is going to be I-DLE, and while these songs definitely not my favorite, the looks were up there, especially for nude. Like, specifically the nude looks, absolutely gorgeous. I can't, like, specifically explain what it was about them, but they looked so pretty. Spoiler alert, they changed for Tomboy, and I wish they kept the nude looks throughout, because, like, they were so good. Looks aside, they started off doing nude, and I don't really have a ton to say about this, like, if I'm being honest about it. The looks, as previously mentioned, gorgeous, loved them. The song, not their worst, but definitely one of their worst, so I didn't love that. And the choreo just didn't do that much for me this time around, if I'm being honest about it. Then, after Nude, they did Tomboy, and if I'm being honest about it, this stage disappointed me in pretty much every way possible. Firstly, they changed, so like, the looks, while not bad, they still looked gorgeous. They weren't as good, so I was disappointed in that. Plus, I hate this song. I hate Tomboy with a burning, passionate fury. So, just as a whole, not really into the song. Also, the background was ugly with the spray paint and everything. It really gave me a headache. Like, none of this stage was giving me really anything that I wanted. On to the next stage, which was ITZY, and they started off with this like James Bond-esque intro that I really liked. I thought it was really cool, but it was also pretty short, so it didn't really have that much of an impact on me, but I did like it a lot. After that, they did Cheshire, and while this song is flopping, like, let's be real with each other for a minute, this song definitely not doing that well, at least on the charts. I really like it though. Like, I think it's one of their better titles, so I was here for the song. I also thought they looked really good, and I enjoyed the choreo, so just all around, I would consider this stage a win. Then, they did Sneakers, and this is another one of the ugliest backgrounds of the night. Like, it was just, the color combinations and everything going on was very much not it, if you ask me, and I really didn't like it. As for the rest of the stage, though, it was fine. I mean, I don't really like Sneakers as a song, and I think the choreo is on the weaker side, if you ask me, so, like, I wasn't super into it, but I definitely wouldn't say it was bad either. We have reached our first boy group of this video, and also one of my former faves, which is the one and only ATEEZ. So they started off with this, like, dance break thing going on, and I won't say it was bad because it wasn't. The issue is, ATEEZ is one of those groups where, like, I know they can slay a choreo moment. Like, I know they can absolutely do the most. And I thought the choreo was kind of mid, so, like, I was a little disappointed in it. Also, not really relevant to the intro choreo moment, but I do want to mention that the looks, for the most part, were fine, other than the headwear. Just all around not here for the headwear. Anyway, then they did their actual song. They only did Gorilla this time, and it's one of their lesser songs, at least, if you ask me, so I wasn't all that into the song. As for the choreo, it also wasn't giving as much as I would have liked. Really, the only redeeming thing I can say about this part of the stage is that Yeosang is my number 2, and he looked very good. Unfortunately for me, my number 1 is Wooseok, and I really don't like his red hair. So, yeah, I wasn't thriving during this stage. Moving on, next we have ENHYPEN, and I want to either iterate or reiterate, depending on if you've heard me rant about it before, my annoyance with ENHYPEN this year, because, for some context, right? Last year at the Gayos was when I, like, really fell in love with Tamed Dashed. I had an absolute moment for that song because I saw it so many times, and it ended up being one of my favorite songs of the year. And none of their songs this year are even close to that level of good, and I can't help but be a little annoyed about it. But let's actually, like, discuss their stage now. They started off doing Blessed, Cursed, and this is kind of just a song for me. Like, it's not a bad song, it's not a great song, it's just a song. I will give them, the choreo was very good, however, I wasn't all that into the looks. After that, we had a little dance break moment, and I thought it was actually really good. I would say this is the best part of their performance, but it's kind of sad to say that, because like when your dance break is the best part and you did 2 whole songs, little sad, but at least they had a slay moment. I'll take the slay moment that I can get. Then, closing out the performance, they did Paradox Invasion, and whilst I am just endlessly grateful it wasn't Future Perfect, because I can't stand that song, I do still wish it was a better song. Like, don't get me wrong, this isn't a bad song, but it does annoy me to a certain extent, and also the choreo, if you ask me, at the very least is on the weaker side, so just not their best choice in songs for me. Just like really as a whole, I would say the theme of ENHYPEN for this year's Gayo was disappointment and annoyance. Either way though, on to the next group, which is aespa. Now, right off the bat, these looks, the black with the diamonds and the sparkles and all of it, slay. It was slay. These were some of my favorite looks of the night. I thought they were so good. They looked so pretty. I was so here for it. As for the actual stage though, they only did Girls. They didn't do any other song, and I thought it was pretty good. As previously mentioned, gorgeous looks. Also, the choreo was pretty good, so even though this isn't my favorite aespa song, I enjoyed it. I do have one like key complaint about their stage though, so hear me out for a second, okay? This would have been the perfect opportunity to do Dreams Come True. Like, think about it. The whole theme is like late 90s. Dreams Come True. Dreams Come True came out in the late 90s. So, like, it could, like, I'm not saying they should have only done Dreams Come True. They could have still done Girls, because it was their main title release this year. But I'm just a little bit disappointed in SM and aespa's team for not picking up on this opportunity. Because, like, this would have been the perfect time to do it. I do also like that song, so, like, I am biased in it, but I think this would have been a great moment for them to do it, and I'm disappointed they didn't. Moving on, though, next up we have the boys, and I want to talk about looks again. Specifically, I want to talk about Chani. Specifically, I want to talk about Chani's hat, because it shouldn't look good. There's something about it that shouldn't work, but does, and Chani just pulls it off in such a way that makes me so jealous, and he always does this, and part of me hates him for it, but part of me loves him for it, but I do want to point it out. As for the actual stage, they also only did one song, they just did Whisper, and while I won't say it's their worst song, it's definitely one of their worst. I mean, I don't know what other song they do, but a bitch can dream, so let me have this. Like, I want the boys to go back to making good titles, because it's all I really want from them. I ask for so little, I just ask for good music, but whatever. It's fine, I'll survive. The choreo is slay. I'll give it that. Like, the choreo for the song, very good, so I will take it. I'm just not happy about it. Now, in spite of the fact that we did by far the most successful girl group of this year, last video, we reached rookie girl group territory, and starting us off is going to be SSERAFIM. And they started off with this absolutely slay intro. Like, the suitcases with the pilot looks, it was incredible. It was quite possibly the best intro of the night. I think I would say it is, but like, you can disagree, that's fine, but like, if you ask me, best intro of the night, it was absolutely iconic. They really put everyone else to shame. Speaking of the outfits though, these looks, the pilot looks, I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. They were gorgeous. Like, who would have thought, if you told me like a week ago, like, yeah, SSERAFIM's gonna wear pilot outfits and they're gonna look iconic, I wouldn't have believed you. I probably would have told you were wrong. Nope, they looked amazing. Anyway, they started off doing Fearless, and this song has been steadily growing on me over the past, like, few weeks. It's better than I remember it being. It's growing on me. I won't say it's, like, a phenomenal song yet, but it's definitely making progress. I also really like the choreo for it, so there was that, too. My one issue with this stage, I thought the background was a bit boring, but it's also not that deep. It doesn't matter, though, because then we had the dance break, and this was by far the best background music to a dance break of this whole night. It was so fun, it was so poppy. I actively want a full song with this music because I was truly jamming my heart out to her. Closing out the stage, they did Anti-Fragile, and this is another song with some great choreo. I also like the song, so all around I was here for it. Honestly, if you told me like 6 months or so ago when the SSERAFIM debuted that they would have some of the best stages at the year-end festivals and shit, I would have thought you were lying. Like, I wouldn't have believed you because I was really not into their debut mini. I'm just gonna say, like, the review's on my channel, you can watch it, you'll know that I wasn't all that into it. But it has been growing on me, and I realize they're phenomenal performers, so I do just want to give credit. Like, I feel like they deserve, I don't know if I would say more hype, because, like, they're doing great, but I do feel like they should definitely be the more popular HYBE girl group. Speak of the devil, though, next up we have NewJeans, and I complained a lot about them. Like, I went on a full-blown tirade in my Melon Music Awards performance video, and I don't really want to reiterate all that, so I'm not going to. I will link it in the description. You can find it if you want to. Like, it'll be down there. You can check it out. You'll hear me rant for, I think, like 3 minutes about NewJeans. To boil down to my core issues, though, they just look so young that it makes me uncomfortable watching them literally shake their ass and tits. So, because NewJeans makes me unbelievably uncomfortable, we're going to be speedy when it comes to them. Right off the bat, they started off with a dance intro moment. If you ask me, backup dancers were giving more than the members, which is never ideal. However, the choreo was cool, so I will take it, even if I do wish it came from people who don't look like they belong in middle school. After that, they did Attention, which I will give them is their best song. However, it's still boring and I don't really like it and I don't understand why it was such a hit and I just didn't really enjoy it. Then they did Hype Boy, and this will probably go down in history, if you ask me, as one of the most boring and soulless hits in the history of K-pop. Dear God, like, it baffles me how there is more I was texting the bestie when I was watching the stage and I was like, I feel like there's more emotion in the popcorn that I'm eating than there is in this song. Like, this song has zero life in it and it drives me insane. Also, during the stage, there was a close-up of someone's ass, and I'm assuming it was accidental, but either way, seeing a literal child's ass in a close-up made me want to gouge my eyes out. So that was fun. And on that note, we finished NewJeans, and we are going to now swiftly move on. Next in the rookie girl group lineup, we have NMIXX, and I want to address something before we start. I was on Twitter the other day, because I'm always on Twitter, and I saw a tweet that was talking about Jinny leaving, and they were like, Jinny leaving is the same thing they did with Junhyuk when he left Day 6, and it reminded me that Junhyuk exists. That is all. I just wanted to share that experience with you. Anyway, NMIXX started off doing some choreo that I thought was quite good, and then they jumped into Dice. And the Dice stage actually well beyond my expectations. This song has been growing on me a lot as of late, and I do like the choreo for it. So, like, again, just like with the SSERAFIM, I'm not going to say it's a phenomenal song. I don't think it's as good as Fearless either. But, like, it has been growing on me, and this stage did exceed my expectations. Sadly, after Dice, they also did their debut song, Oh, and I hate the song. I really don't like it. It's really bad. It does have very cool choreo. I will give them that. But, like, I can never get past the song itself, so I didn't really like the stage. Also, before we keep going, I want to give some credit because they adjusted to losing a member very quickly. Like, I don't actually know how it works, but I assume they had to redesign all of their choreography without Jinny in the group. And they did it flawlessly. Like, they did it in under a week. And I was very impressed, and I wanted to shout them out for that. Either way, though, closing out this little rookie mini moment, we have Kepler, and they only did Wada, which, whilst I understand is their most popular song, it did surprise me because, like, I was expecting them to do one of their newer titles, but either way, I didn't really care. The stage was also quite good. The choreo is solid. The song, not my favorite, but it's not bad, and they looked great. So I did enjoy the stage, but I don't really have anything else to say about it, so we're gonna keep moving. Next up is Pentagon, and seeing Pentagon here actually made me realize they haven't had a comeback in, like, forever, like, close to a year at this point, which is weird to me because as someone who's been a K-pop fan since Pentagon debuted, I remember when they were releasing like 3 to 5 albums per year, and the fact that for the past 2 years they've only released one each year just feels so strange to me. I don't know what Cuba's going through because, like, Pentagon does still make the money, but, like, whatever. It was a reminder. Anyway, they only did Feeling Like, and I was here for it. The looks, for starters, were great. These all-black suits. I'm here for an all-black look like 99% of the time, and they looked great here. I especially love Jino's sparkly jacket. I am also a Jino stan, though, so that was probably a factor, but either way, they all looked really good. The stage was also great, if you were wondering. The song itself, absolute bop. Love this song. Their best title in probably a good few years, if you ask me, so there's that. Plus, the choreo was really cool. I already said I liked the looks, and I liked the background too, so just all around, I was here for it. Next is another artist I feel like we haven't heard from in a hot minute, which is STAYC. And yes, I know Beautiful Monster wasn't actually that long ago, but it was also only a single album, and I kind of want more. Here's my prediction, okay? I've had some prophecies in my time as a YouTube creator person, so here's my latest one. We're gonna get a STAYC full at the beginning of 2023. That's my prediction. I could be wrong, but either way, I just want the STAYC Supremacy arc back. STAYC was, like, really on track to be a top girl group. Beautiful Monster didn't do that badly, but it didn't do as well as their past few titles, so, like, I want us to go back to that arc. Anyway, STAYC also only did one song. They just did Run to You, and I am a little bitter about it because, while I get it. It was far more popular than Beautiful Monster. I like Beautiful Monster more as a song, so I wish they did that one. Also, the looks weren't really my favorite. None of them were bad at all, but like, they each had these little aspects that I didn't really like about them, so I wasn't the biggest fan. As for the actual stage though, I thought it was pretty good. My key issue with Run To You has always been the horns in the chorus. They drive me a little crazy. I think they toned them down for this stage or something. I don't know what they did, but they felt quieter and less overbearing here, so I enjoyed the song a lot more. Plus, the choreo, while nothing groundbreaking by any means, is quite solid, so I did enjoy that too. Really, I just enjoyed the stage as a whole. Up next, we have our final boy group of the entire night, which is the underrated kings. That's going to be the moral for the stage. Spoiler alert, because I'm going to talk about it again later, but like, underrated kings, ONEUS. They started off with some choreo that I thought was pretty slay, and then they did Same Scent, which, can I just say for the record, Same Scent, underappreciated masterpiece of a song. Like, that song deserves so much better, but also one of the best stages of the night. Right off the bat, the choreography for this song was amazing. It was so cool with like the fabric and the swords and all of it. It was an absolute moment and very possibly my favorite choreo of the night, if not like top 3 for sure. It was iconic. Also, the looks were giving. Like, they looked so good. Just all around, ONEUS owned the night, both with their cover stage and with this stage. Like, they were having a time, and they deserve to be more popular. I'm gonna die on this hill, okay? ONEUS deserves the world. That's the hill I'm gonna die on, because their music, for the most part, phenomenal. Phenomenal dancers, just all around they're phenomenal, and I want them to do better because society does not give them the respect they deserve. On to our final girl group, and our final group of the night, from S9, and just like, I don't know how many stages it's been, but a good few stages going back, they also only did one song. They only did Stay This Way. Firstly though, I want to talk about looks because they looked so pretty tonight. Like, they all looked gorgeous. These were some of my favorite looks of the night. They weren't, I wouldn't say simple, but they didn't do too much, and they looked so good, and I was so here for it. As for the stage itself, slay. It slayed. I'm gonna give it to him. Like, absolutely slayed. Looks, I already said, were amazing. Plus, great choreo and an amazing song. Like, I love Stay This Way as a song, so there was that, but all around, this stage was giving everything I could have asked for. And hear me out. This is gonna be the final note I end on for FROMUS, okay? FROMUS deserves Oh My Girl level popularity, like Oh My Girl during non-stop era popularity. I'm gonna say, like, their music is just as good. I feel like they deserve it. Like, I want it. I want that for 2023. I want FROMUS to get the arc that Oh My Girl got back in 2020 and 2021. I want that for them so badly. They deserve it. Their music is amazing, and I want it. Anyway, closing out the night, we actually had some soloists, and first up of this little solo run was YENA from ITZY, and her look, I'm not going to say it was ugly, because I don't want to say that. I will, however, say that it would have been substantially better without the coat, and I will let you read between the lines. As for the stage, she just did Smiley, and it's a bop. It's a bop of a song. I like the song. Also, the choreo, very cute. Her dance break, less cute, but also still good choreo, so it had that going for it. I don't really have anything else to say about it, though, so we're gonna keep going. Next, our final male artist of the night, and also a man I have a picture with. I got the picture, I'll show it to you in a minute. But the one and only Kim Wooseok, aka Ushin. I still call him Ushin. I know that is not his name anymore, but like, I got into a pension when they debuted. I've been calling him Ushin for years. I will continue to do so. There's the picture. It took a depressingly long time for my camera to focus on that picture. I don't know why it struggled so much, but it did. Either way, he did Switch, and the song itself, it's nothing special. I don't really have any strong feelings about the song. I just think it's kind of a pretty good song. That's all I really got. The choreo also quite good, but like nothing groundbreaking, if you know what I mean. Also, before we move on, I do want to mention for his look, he would have looked about 10 times better without the arm things. Just a thought for next time. We have reached the final performer of the night. The one and only queen of K-pop herself, Miss BoA. And right off the bat, those wings when she walked out were so cool. They were so pretty. It was easily the best just like entrance, I guess I would say, of the night. It was amazing. Anyway, BoA started off doing Girls on Top, which iconic song, by the way, and also very good choreography. My one issue with this stage, really, the background music did get a little bit grating by the end because like I can't describe it properly, but like it annoyed me by the end of the stage. Also, halfway through, Jeno and Taeyong from NCT show up, so that was fun. It was a little SM Town moment. That is, it was fun until I had the realization about halfway through their time on stage that BoA debuted like 3 months after Jeno was born. And that realization fucked me up. Either way, after that she did her new song, Forgive Me, and it's a pretty good song. It's definitely not her best, but like, it could be so much worse, so I'll take it. Also, choreo, by far the shining moment. This song had amazing choreography, and like, can I just say, imagine debuting 20 plus years ago as a literal fetus child, and here you are 2 decades later, like this renowned icon of your genre, and you're still doing the most iconic behavior, I have to say. Finally, the final stage of the night, the closing stage, was BoA and everyone else singing Number One, another iconic BoA song, and my issue with this one, if you saw part one, you'll understand, but like, it's similar to my issue I had with the opening stage. They're all just kind of crammed in there, and I feel like they could have spread them out a little bit more and made it look less, I guess, crammed. Also, I had a thought while I was watching the closing stage, which is, they should have gotten BoA to host. I don't know why they didn't. Like, I really hope they asked her, but think about it for a second. Imagine it's like the whole genre was like late 90s, early 2000s K-pop, and then you invite BoA, and BoA, who like defined K-pop in the early 2000s. It would have been iconic. I really do hope they asked her. I hope they at least had the thought, because if not, missed opportunity, very disappointing. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. You can check out part one in the description. I already said that, but you can also like and subscribe if you want to, or don't. I'll be okay either way. Also, comment down below whatever you thought about the stages. You can tell me I'm right. You can tell me I'm wrong. You can tell me whatever you want. Comment whatever you want. You can also follow me on Twitter at @album reviews. I will link that in the description along with part one and the soon-be article that has all the stages, so you can check all out if you so choose. But yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!